Disney gets deformed. Here's your look at the Diamond Select Disney D-Formz 3-inch vinyl figures. And in this video, we're not just going to be opening up one, or two, or three. We're going to be having a look at an entire case, which consists of 12 individual boxes. Again, we're going to open up together and check out the contents inside. I'd like to thank the folks over at Diamond Select that provided the sample case of the Disney D-Formz that we could have a look at. And again, like I said, we're going to open up each one of these and we're going to check out the figures inside. This series of vinyl D-Formz had me extremely excited because it had a lot of cool characters that I personally have invested interest in containing inside these boxes. Let me just show you what I mean. We're going to grab one of these. And I want to show you what the box looks like. We've got Disney D-Formz on the front, contains one 3-inch vinyl figure. Of those characters available, there's the Rocketeer, which I think is the one I'm most excited about. There is also Tron featured on the other side. On the other side of that, we've got one of the robots from the black hole, Kermit the Frog. And then on the back, we've got ourselves Jack Sparrow. I had to think for a second and just almost say Jack Skellington. But no, it's Jack Sparrow. And then we've got the Mad Hatter. So two presented here by Johnny Depp. Two Johnny Depp characters. I don't think Johnny Depp ever played the robot. He might have been. He's a master of disguise after all. But like I said, we're going to go ahead and open these all up. For starters, in order to do that, I'm going to have to reach off to the black hole and pull out my knife. That's currently where I store all my sharp objects. Of course, I got to keep it away from the small kid running around the house. So I like to store it in the black hole. As long as she doesn't know where the black hole is, I'm okay. Maybe I don't even actually need to use the knife. I don't think, maybe it's just a case where I'm opening up the top flap of the box. Let's try that. Let's try that. There seems to be a lot of glue in there. So even if, you know what, even if it was a case, I'm going to just rip it. Even if there was a case where there was tape and something I could cut, there's clearly glue holding this box flap back. We're just totally going to rip it open. Pulling out the first one. Seeing who we've got. We've got the Mad Hatter here. And these are fun little collectibles. I don't do nearly enough with the D-Formz line, but you'll see what I mean. They come with little tiny display stands. There it is right there. And that's going to attach on the underside. It seems almost like he's got two peg holes on the undersides of his feet, but in actual fact, he only has one. And you just take that and you attach it to the display stand like that. And there is the Mad Hatter. Perfectly painted, well-detailed little representation of the Mad Hatter. His very tall hat. Hair painted nicely in orange. And his long-tailed jacket. That is a nice-looking Mad Hatter. The one thing I don't believe... Actually, maybe, yeah, it does. It says 2 of 12, so it will tell us how many characters we get of each one of them inside the box. Again, I'm really looking forward to that Rocketeer. You know me, I'm a big Rocketeer fan myself, so really excited getting that one. Now, again, I don't probably need a knife. Let's see if I can do this a little cleaner than I did before. There we go. That's a lot better. Opening up the flaps. And we do have ourselves a Rocketeer. Boy, I didn't have to wait very long at all to get that one. And again, he comes with... I guess he doesn't come with a display stand because the bottom of him is already a display stand. Just open up the bag. Reach inside. And there is a Rocketeer. They're slightly deformed in the sense that the heads are a little bit bigger than the rest of their bodies. I wouldn't say it's super deformed, though. I mean, he doesn't have like a very short, squat body. He just is very small. It's almost like a little toddler walking around, or I guess flying around with the Rocketeer outfit. And this one already does have the display stand attached to the bottom like that. A very well-painted figure with some nice gold in his helmet and some very nice... Oh, they even put even the little wad of gum on the back. There's attention to detail that I appreciate. Rocketeer. Tron is also in the set, and that's one of the other things that got me really interested. Again, I really should be looking at more of these D-Formz, because they are super fun little collectible figures. They're available in specialty stores, comic book stores, and I guess if both cases can't be something that you can reach out to right now, well, of course, you can also check out online. and different places online that you can find these as well. Very, very tiny little Kermit the Frog. I guess for this I do need my knife. We're going to go ahead and open that up and pull out tiny little Kermit the Frog. He's playing his banjo. Straighten the banjo out a little bit. What do you think he's singing? Was it Rainbow Connection? The Lovers, the Dreamers, and me. Let's not sing and ruin the rest of this video. Little Kermit the Frog. Anybody remember that Sesame Street clip where Kermit the Frog, I think, was dancing with his ghost that was dancing in the sky? Wasn't that a scary thing? When you really think of how scary some of those older things were from Sesame Street, I think, in fact, you can even find on YouTube, somebody has comprised a list of all the scary shorts on Sesame Street. There are a couple of scary ones. Remember that one they would made the giant eye and it was going through, like, it was heating it up at like a welding, like a metal factory, and they made a big giant eye? Everybody remember that one? Nobody remembers that one. You know why? Because I'm old. The paint on this one is quite good. He is smaller, though. If we compare him, say, for example, next to the Mad Hatter, I guess scaled appropriately for what a frog would be next to someone like the Mad Hatter, but he's a little bit smaller as a result of it. Put him down right there. Let's open up the next box. I think now I've got myself a rhythm down. I know the easiest way to get access to these boxes. We have another Mad Hatter. Let's get that cut open. I'm glad I have such a sharp knife. If my knife blade was duller, as dull as me perhaps, then I would have a bigger time, a bigger struggle. Oh, see, now this one's got peg holes on the undersides of both of his feet. So it might have just been the case where the other one was sealed over by either the mold or perhaps maybe paint. Or just attach Mad Hatter to his display stand. I guess it doesn't really matter. It really only needed one hole when you technically think about it, because it's not like his feet are going to change too much. It's basically going to be that foot, or it's going to be that foot right there. Just a quick comparison. Not that they're going to be changing all that much, but I just want to see if the paint differs a little bit from one to the other. Maybe one is a little bit cleaner than the other one. Yeah, maybe this one. Although this one's got just a little bit of a fleck of paint right by his eyebrow, but you could chalk it up to his eyebrow. So we got two Mad Hatters, which meets the quota because there are 2 of 12, 2 in a set of 12. Let's open up the next box. Again, I'd like to thank the folks over at Diamond Select that provided this, of course, of the case that we could have a look at in this review. Maybe whilst, did you say whilst? Maybe whilst I'm actually opening these up. Maybe at the end of the video, you guys can be thinking for yourselves as to which is your favorite of the ones that we've opened up. I was like reading your comments down below. We got ourselves another Rocketeer. No different, really, than the Rocketeer that we saw before. I think really there'd be an opportunity as well that if Diamond Select wanted to make use of the existing molds that are for these figures, they probably could release variations of these. Perhaps, for example, the Rocketeer without his helmet, or perhaps the Mad Hatter in a different color, or without his hat as well. I don't want to think that all the variants would just be the same character with the hat removed, but that's basically all the examples that I've listed so far. Made about halfway through progress. We're going to open up the next box here. If you guys also love these unboxings, these blind boxes that we don't, like I said, do nearly enough of on this channel, hit this video with a like. While we're doing that, pulling out another Kermit the Frog. I don't believe that the boxes, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think they specify a series, like Series 1, Series 2. I would assume, based on that, that this is probably a Series 1. And there's definitely a lot of territory, I feel, to cover if you're going to be looking at Disney D-Formz. I feel like there's a lot of characters that they could still produce figures for. Got another Kermit the Frog. Rainbow Connection. When I was growing up, I certainly loved watching the Muppet movies. The Muppet movie, the Muppet, was it the Muppet Caper? The Muppets Take Manhattan? I don't think I've got the middle one right. The Muppet movie. Muppets Take Manhattan. Was it the Great Muppet Caper? I think was the last one. Correct me. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. We have ourselves Jack Sparrow. I can't help every time I think of Jack Sparrow to think of that song from Lonely Island featuring one Michael Bolton. This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow. Here we go. Get him on the display stand. Not a bad little Jack Sparrow. Kind of looks a little bit more animated. I do like that he has his sword there behind his back. Detailing on the hair is actually quite good. It even looks like there's a little key there. Very nicely painted figures, really, when you consider the size of these. I put my thumb next to it. Not that my thumb is really a gauge as to... I can't really go around a room. I guess some people could and just measure things by thumbs. Oh, this table is 50 thumbs wide. Could you imagine if you were going somewhere trying to gauge if you worked in construction? I need to get a piece of plywood. Well, how big do you need, sir? And you start measuring off by your thumbs. I don't think it would convey the idea that you know what you're doing. Maybe you should get into another profession. Maybe a profession that involves thumbs. I don't know. We don't still have yet Tron. Oh, I spoke too soon. It almost seemed as quickly as I said that. We have ourselves Tron inside here. Now, even when you think of just the Tron property, there's other characters, of course, that we can put in there as well. Flynn. Eventually, you know, I guess if they branched off to the second Tron movie, there'd be like Clue and other characters like that. That's a nice looking Tron. I really, really hope we get ourselves another Tron movie. This Tron Legacy was good, but, you know, it's been a bit of time by now that I really feel there's an opportunity right there, right at the present, that they could make themselves another Tron movie. Throwing his identity disc there. A little frisbee. Nice little figures. What are we missing, by the way? I just want to take a quick tally. I think the only ones that we are actually now missing is the robots. And I know there's two of them, and I think they have names from the black hole. That's the only one that's missing. And there is a damaged version of that robot as well in the movie. Again, I'm drawing a blank a bit at the moment. This one feels like it's a little bit heavier. But, I mean, these are small figures to start off with. It could just be also the fact that I'm just thinking it's actually heavier, when in actual fact... Did you see that? Did you see that? How it flew across the screen? We have ourselves another Jack Sparrow. I guess technically I don't really need to be opening up every single one of these, especially if they're duplicates, but I feel like I want to go that whole extra mile. I'm not just going to phone that in. Let's get him on his display stand. Jack Sparrow, whether sung by Michael Bolton or not, I think deserves that. Another Jack Sparrow. Again, look at the detailing on this. Diamond has done a really fantastic job incorporating the gold there, the metallic on the buckle. A nice little showpiece. And one thing I really want to advocate as well is the fact that they are little pieces. So they're perfect for shelf, because as certainly somebody who has fleeting collection space, is becoming more and more difficult to find collectibles that fit my space, simply just because I'm running out of it. But these are perfect for that because, again, they take up very little space. If specifically you just are on them, you know, if you're just seeking out to get specific characters, then maybe you may not be collecting all of these. Like, I think the one that I was definitely looking forward to most was the Rocketeer. So even if I was just going to comic book stores when they eventually opened back up, and I was just looking for the Rocketeer, I probably may only have bought maybe one or two of these. I don't know what my luck would have been, you know, what my luck actually would have been able to find a Rocketeer. But at least I would say one good thing about this set is if you look at them and you do the counts of these, of course, two, there's 6, right? 6, because there's two of them per case. That's simple math after all. The good thing about them having in smaller lists for characters per wave is the fact it's a lot easier then to track them down. If, for example, there were, I don't know, even if there were 10, if there were 10 available and there were only 12 per case, the chances of coming across a double would be a lot greater. And again, there's the robot right there. Or what I should say is really the difficulty in finding those figures would be a little bit harder. You wouldn't necessarily get more doubles. You'd have less doubles because, of course, anyways. 2 last left to go. By the way, these are recommended for ages 8 and up. And now that we've really technically got the entire set, whatever we're now getting here is just bonuses. So we have ourselves another Tron. And let's go ahead and get him opened up. I'm curious as to why some of these figures have display stands and some don't. I understand certainly that the display stand in some cases play into the character, but like, for example, let's put him on this way. In some cases, like Tron, for example, why would he specifically have a display stand, and yet, like, the Rocketeer or the robot don't come included with display stands? I guess you could say all the freestanding characters are all the ones that come included with the clear stands, and then you have characters like, for example, the Rocketeer, because he's propelling himself off the land, or Kermit, because he's sitting on the log, or the robot, because, of course, he's hovering. I suppose those would be cases then, yeah, you can't use just a clear display stand. So we've got ourselves another Tron. And last and certainly not least, if I can actually reach it, I'm assuming based on what I've got right now that this last one would be the robot from the Black Hole movie. I loved Black Hole as a kid, and you know what? To be honest, it's been a while since I've actually seen that movie. I really should sit down and give that another watch. Because I remember in the movie there were two robots. Technically, you could say, even though this one isn't damaged and neither of them are technically damaged, you could pretend that these are both the robots from the Black Hole. It's a great movie, Black Hole. You really should give it a watch. Maybe I'll see if I can watch it tonight if I can. Great looking robots, though. Of the ones that we've looked at, if I would to list my top 3 favorite, I might actually say, you know what, going back to the robot. Somebody's frantically typing down below. His name is actually this. I know that they have names. The robot, I would say, is probably my 3rd favorite. My 2nd favorite would be Tron. And my 1st favorite, as if there was any doubts, would be the Rocketeer. I love this. This is just a fun little Rocketeer to go along with the rest of my Rocketeer collection. Again, these should be available right now if you guys are interested in picking these ones up for yourself, whether you can find them in local specialty stores, comic book stores, which would be a little bit more difficult just due to the circumstances right now. Some places may actually be closed, but you can also find and source these out over online as well. A big thank you again to the folks over at Diamond Select that provided the samples that we looked at in this review. Today we were checking out the Disney D-Formz. Spin it around so you can see the front of it. We were looking at an entire case of the Disney D-Formz 3-inch vinyl figures. Let me know down below in the comments section what your 3 favorite that we had to look at in this review. And hey now, if you are new to this channel and you're enjoying all the content you're seeing here, be sure, if you can, if you will, to hit that subscribe button down below, to turn the bell notification on, and yes, to come back regularly to this channel because there's always new stuff that we're going to be looking at. While you're also in the area of doing stuff, maybe a little bit of free time on your hands, maybe also check out my playlist where I have a look at all the Diamond Select things that we've looked at over the years. Lots of new Diamond Select reviews are coming your way, so keep your peepers peeled for that. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.